It's just that I like the feeling of thick sausage, 10 inches in old money. Brace myself for this. In it goes.
That's annoying. Hi, kitty. Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll, my love, and also for being first. The first person who's ever been first. Yes, Woody, there's a reason why that is my tagline. It's my computer. It sets my microphone to the wrong thing occasionally. Good morning, kitty. I'm not sure it's morning. I hope you're doing well, guys. Woody, I hope you've had a good week. We are gonna do some cities, and I have got my stream city back and working, so we can go back in this city with our lovely kennels and our lovely issues. But yeah, I hope everybody's had good weeks. I'm very warm in my stream room. It is too hot, kitty. Someone's house is burning down. They're a bit too hot. Damien Harper is terribly upset. He must have done some cooking and he's got his house burnt down. Right on time. Right on time. The fire brigade are here. And they're going to put it out by wireless and invisible firefighters. Such a good time you just sat on your computer. Cute, we love that. I literally just turned off my work messenger system. I went, goodbye, it's 5 o'clock, I'm gone. Bye bye. So we've got a lovely beach over here with a little ferry going round, zipping. And we've got this over here. What's happening here? The medical clinic can't get goods. But okay. I think they're probably possibly just a bit too far from something potentially. And I think there's no other issues I can see. These people's driveways are not connected for some reason. So let's just wiggle their houses very realistically. There's another one. It's kind of fine. Yeah, that's my little road that goes nowhere. What's going on here? Just a little crash in a car park. Cute. Got a few trash issues going on. Don't know if that's a hangover from when we were messing with this last time. Because all their vehicles are out. Is that the only place in the city that we deal with trash? No, we've got the thing over there. But maybe we need to have some more. Because I don't think you can get extra vehicles. No. You put that in there. Why does that upset? Right, that is just But yeah, so this is now running on my fancy new computer, which is lovely. Don't know why this has got trees on it. Odd. Which is lovely, and it means it looks nice. It doesn't look a million times different to what we had before. But it looks a little bit nicer. And I think the water just looks so much better for a start. And it probably, I'm hoping it just means that the simulation can continue to run once we get a lot more people in the city. But this is what we built the last proper time, which is this canal. Did we get the cargo route in? Amazing. I was going to say, did we get that in? And it would appear that we did. Yeah. So, obviously we don't have traffic issues in the city, thankfully. Not at the minute anyway. So that's not the issue, it is just when we're going to be adding to population and stuff. So we've got these little bitty bobs here where we just need to tidy up like the terrain and stuff. So we just grab that and we can do this. Nothing too intrusive. We don't need to concrete anything. Just put Anarchy on. I've changed my Anarchy shortcode, not shortcode keybind to the Control A standard one. And so I just have to remember that's what it is. But just a little bit of tweaking just to make it make a little bit more sense. So I needed to come here and look at our little cargo route. So that one is 100% usage. So let's give you 2 ships and see what happens. I don't know if these numbers actually make any sense because literally one boat going and doing it, but you're back, kitty. I didn't know you'd gone somewhere, but welcome back. Hope you've had a good week, kitty. How much longer of cricket have you got left? It's not long, is it? But I do want to try and tackle these the hearse issue. On Monday it'll be over. Cute. I do want to try and tackle the hearse issue, and I think the way to do that is to try and make sure that we have got, and I think we've probably already got it anyway, got hearses and stuff in all these places. Like we've got a cemetery down here and a crematorium there. We could do something over here just so that that isn't having to service down here and stuff. And there's like no coverage over there, but that's industrial, so less of a thing. We could probably hijack like this little road here and just bring it out into this area for a crematorium. I'm just going to turn my music down. Not that one, that's the wrong computer. Oh, I have keys for that, don't I? There we go. But if we upset, I just wanted to try and demolish just that. Let's get rid of Anarchy. And we're going to get rid of these little pathy bobs and that person's house. And then we're going to grab our road builder road. And we can just come to this little bit here. Like that. Because we've got little clearing stuff here. And just put in another crematorium. We can probably set this to just operate in this area. And we should probably actually do that for all these. But let's upgrade it first. And we'll put in this little garage. Are these per location? They're not. So we can continue that. I think just going around and making sure that all these areas are covered. Why am I now locked into this menu? Okay, that's already done. 43 days until you're at uni. That's exciting. That is very exciting. Is that what we've got here for our Holly Downs? We might need to put a crematorium in somewhere. Maybe sneak it again in somewhere just secluded. So that if we have got any stuff coming out of the city to come and do this, it's not going to come out and try and do stuff where it doesn't really need to. Let's put a little alley road. Can we sneak it out of here? Kind of sneak it up this hill. That's nice. It would make sense to me if that point was a bit higher. Just so that we've got a little bit of a slope to the road. Means 44 days until you can start trying to get drugs. Cute, that's very exciting, Kitty. That is very exciting. There we go. Don't forget, guys, we have got song requests and stuff that you can use. I'm going completely the wrong direction with that. Just so you can choose what we're listening to this evening. Anarchy, for some reason. Get rid of some of these trees in the road. There we go. This just needs to be set to be here. And we need to do that. And we need to do this. Let's just connect that to the side of this building like that. This area here. has got, is that a little church or no, it's the hospital. So we can stick a little something in here. I think that might not have worked, Woody, because it was in capitals, which is annoying. Hey up, original Batpool, you're sweeter than a couple of 3 sugars. I do say that about you, Batpool. Like, welcome in though. Where's my thing? Let's try and copy Woody's message and have a little go. It's already in the queue. Okay. Interesting. No, I think it already gone in. To be fair, Woody. I think it had already gone in. I think Shybot possibly just didn't tell you that it had done it. Let's just switch my monitor a sec. So I just need to make. Yeah, I don't think Shybot is telling people that it has done stuff, so let's just move that over there. And I can switch my monitor back to be my other computer. Add song to there. Just having a go to see if I can get that working properly. Don't need any of that. Here we go. If I do it again. Thank you, Etsy. It's very strange. I don't know why Shybot is being literally shy. To give me the feeling of tsunamis. Yeah, luckily. No. None of these are actually going in. So let us just very quickly. None of those are going in. So I'm just turning the music off a sec. Sorry, guys. And then we'll put it back on again. And then we'll open up that. Because Shybot was telling us about what song it was. So, is there a cue somewhere? Let's try adding it to a random queue. No. Interesting. Ugh. Kitty. It's hot. I'll do that in a second. Right, let's get back to the game for a start. It's hot, kitty. I'll do it, kitty. I'll just boil to death. It's fine. I'll do it in a second. I'm just trying to understand this. It's... I don't... Does it put stuff at the bottom? Because I know Annie's thing was doing something weird the other day.
A rapturous riot of flavour, succulent filling, creamy sauce. All wrapped up in the flakiest of flaky pastries in one or both hands.
Entertaining gentlemen callers in the whorish fashion.
And now I have nuts to attend to.
And maybe I shouldn't say this because I know it's a terrible cliche, but it's true. I find it easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
I hope you're happy, kitty. I hope you're happy. I'm now going to boil to death. So I hope you're happy with this, my little tanuki hut. I hope you're happy. Good. I'm glad you're happy. Yeah, I don't know why that is not working. I can't the fan is plugged in. I can't turn it on though because you won't be able to hear anything, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm annoyed that that's not working. Because Shybot's telling us what songs next. It's just the requests that aren't doing or aren't going the right place. One of them loud ones is one of those loud ones. Platform, yeah. It is, and now my camera's gone weird. I'm annoyed that thinking. We'll just have to listen. Song requests probably not working then, unfortunately, which is annoying. But I could do it manually, I suppose. You just need a big fan that's quiet. Yeah. Right, that's still there. If I add a song, it goes in fine. So I'm gonna go find Kitty's song. And I'm just gonna do it manually. Or is it Woody's song? Because I want to listen to different stuff. There we go. Quiet blowing? Yeah, it's not quiet. Grab Kitty's request. You want the Pacific Rim theme tune, kitty. Okie dokie. Yeah. It goes, it does go hard. Right, we can actually get back to playing the game now. It is a good move, I like it. My little bobbles are in my way now. But, okay. Crematorium. Don't even know what I put this on. Let's put that opposite the hospital to give people concerns. And it can operate in here, in Hillcrest. And we'll put another little garage on like that. If I put that in with Anarchy, yeah, I have. It's because I made that small, that's why I was confused. And we do need Anarchy to get rid of those trees. And we're going to put some trees back in. Did the one you put in get added? Let's have a look. Battle pool, probably not. There we go. There we go. There we go. We should be on track now. Starting with woodies. It's always something I have to fix with my stream. Never streamed if it ain't scuffed. Yeah, it's the excitement of being your own production company and stuff, and having to deal with all these technical difficulties yourself. You agree? I should just be like the celebrity, the face of this. I'm just the talent. I shouldn't be having to deal with this technological side of it. Jeez. Right, so we got traffic a bit here, which is fun. What's going on here, guys? Just don't show Woody this junction, because Woody will hate it. You go back to reading manga. Cute. I love that. I used to read a lot of manga. Not a lot of manga, a bit of manga. I think we've discussed this before. People doing little cut-ins. I wonder why all these people are coming here. And particularly from that direction. All these people loving the bus. Shall we have a look at our bus routes? 99%. So we will come here, and anywhere where it's not very subscribed, like this one, we will just reduce the number of buses. Huge car parks. And that one, which reduced that, it's already reduced to the bottom. And And that one we'll just... Nope, that's already reduced the bottom. Yeah, we're at 64. I think we've been higher before, but people are using like the subway and stuff now, which has eaten some of those numbers. And obviously all of the stuff from around. That's got 7 buses. Yeah, I was suspecting it was like already we have a lot of buses at the... Right, so that looks busy, and then what we can do is take some of those buses we've saved and put them onto these routes with lots of thingy bob, which is probably just that one. Maybe we could sneak an extra one on. I think, has that now changed back to being busy? Yeah, they do. You're correct, Woody. I really need an extra bus stop or something in here, because I think that's got multiple routes going in. It's got the green and the this blue route going into it, and that kind of needs splitting up. Got a little issue there. We've got 85 buses, so what we will do is we will just come and add to our garage collection. Kitty's music is going hard. I'm going to put that over there just for funsies. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I think they all just come out of there anyway. And we'll fix some of this little terrain. Moving stops and stuff is really hard. Yeah, you're correct, Woody. You should get Lee Maloo drive on it. They are good at it. I watched Lee Maloo driving a bus. Lee gave up. Lee is a far better streamer than they are a bus driver. It's a bit boring, this hill, so I'm just going to put a lot of little steps in and stuff. Just vary up a bit. Keep making that the same size again. Just a few little steps just to make that a bit more interesting. There we go, it was a little bit more natural. Right, we were doing these cemeteries and stuff. So I think this one is servicing those two. So Eastgate Old Town and Harbour Wharf, which is perfect. This one is doing Evergreen End. No, that's not Evergreen End. Where's Evergreen End? There. That one. And Hillcrest. So it doesn't need to do Hillcrest anymore. But it does need to do Chestnut. It's very warm. That, I think in here we've got this one, which is all the vehicles are busy, so none of that is stuff, so we will put in a little crematorium around here somewhere. put one on the road to our castle that goes with the highway through it. Let us put in a little road somewhere. Got a little bump. Ooh, thank you, game. Got a little bump here. There, I mean. So there's a lot of people parking over here because there's literally nowhere else to park in the city. Maybe we just go directly off this road. Like that and stop overthinking it. Woody's got a song request, so I will pretend to be Shybot and do my best robot impression. It's not working, Woody. Something's gone on. It'll probably work next stream all by itself. But that is in there. But everybody can continue to give song requests, and I'll just have to do them myself. That is fine. It'll probably work fine next stream, or as soon as I stop streaming, it'll be fine. So you're all going to go out, which you have, lovely. Because I think there was an issue with the availability and the amount of deaths that we've had, and we've now got enough capacity and stuff. Somebody decided to have an accident here, so everybody's going to be diverted into there for some reason. Ugh. Right, we need to sort out this issue with the garbage. So we have that one there, we've got the one over here that we added the little thing to. We could probably add in another one in a logical kind of place. So we've got one there. Kind of would make sense to add another little recycling area over here or something. Maybe up here, maybe on the near this industrial area that we've got in this very top corner, so that nothing's going too far. Somewhere with a good connection to a highway. For instance, we could like tap into this junction. Lovely roundabout junction that's not got a lot of traffic on it. Would probably be smart. Just looking at this road that we could potentially upgrade a bit and like put in a recycling thing up here maybe, or we could put a road in on here and put a recycling area or something down here. Because I think other junctions on this road are probably too busy. This is where we took out our roundabout, and it's just a big mess, but it seems to be working fine. It's quite funny. They call those super nodes? Yeah. It's definitely super. It looks super pretty. I'm being sarcastic, obviously. It's probably time I can take my Tanuki head off. And I probably should, because my head will get too hot and I'll Because I'll just forget my head will get too hot and I go, oh, that's why my head is hot, because I've left the tanuki hat on. Let us go with our recycling thing. Ooh, we have that. That could come in somewhere. Maybe we could put that at the other end with the industrial stuff. But we put in another little recycling place like this. Just gonna put it right up against that farm. We're just gonna cut this road off. Like that. I don't think it's that a little extra fleet of vehicles, perfect. And hopefully that will deal with this area a bit better. And then this one can help deal with stuff that's close to it and whatever. A bit easier. I need a little timer like these got. A little timer like these got, so that I don't boil to death. But thank you for the tanuki time, Kitty. I felt ready to jump like Super Mario. Oh yeah, so now we've got traffic on this bridge because that person crashed there. Lovely. It's just people struggling to get around this roundabout now. Is that other thing worked? Yeah. Because I added my little first thing and got it to set it to say who managed to get first, which was Kitty. I wonder if we can do anything with these priority thingy boop game. Thank you. I think it's not actually the game that's doing that one, that's my fancy using one mouse across two computers. Yes. So you have to stop and you get priority because this is how you use roads. And then you have to stop and you get priority, even though I can't see you for some reason. Yeah, that should be fine. Here, we say you have to stop. You have to yield, but you guys get priority. And then you guys have to stop. And then here, you can go. You have to stop. Little lane there. That's all fine. Just check that other lane. Hopefully that just makes that work a little bit better. But it's not going to fix itself until people just continue back going up that way again. So we'll just ignore that because there isn't actually an issue there. Then I wanted to get in this thingy bobber. Industrial waste processing plant. Which is obviously a horrible building that no one will want to live near. So we can get that put in either over here in this industrial area, which might be an idea. Or we could put it over here somewhere. With this other little area. I think this is a little bit more temperamental. It's kind of American style crossing. It's just amusing to see people barreling it straight through. Because we might have to upgrade that to actually be one of our lovely roundabout thingy bobbies at some point. It makes more sense to put it over in this area just because this is a bit more built out and we can get it kind of finished off a bit. I've been protecting this little area in the middle and maybe this could actually get industrialized perhaps. We're just kind of plopping this in here and stuff. Like that, and it's got sloopy loopies, but we can fix that. And I say fix, I mean demolishing half of it. That's a good song, buddy. Nice choice. That's not. There we go. Shybot would have put the wrong song in. From the album, please. We'll see if it's the right version that I put on. Okay, from the album, please. Tidy some of that up. Yeah, what's this? What is this that's gone here? That we've never looked at. Oop. Sorry. It kind of looks like a spoil heap, which is fun, but it's not quite what we need. Kind of want to do this where we try and flatten this out around the edges. And we can create some kind of fun looking terrain that we then won't be able to see once we turn off this. And I want to grab that there, and we can kind of just come in and make a little bitty bob. An old pile of stuff. And then maybe we can lower this. Moose! Moose! Who wanted to see moose last week? Moose! Deer! Deer! Digger! No! No! Not the deer! No! Run away! It's Fern Gully over again! Was it you last week, Woody? You wanted to see some animals. Yeah, I thought it was. They're fairly hard to see. I assume that they are just there all the time. So when you build a city, they're just walking through your buildings and stuff. Because these guys aren't going to stop once they get to the edge of this parking lot. They're just going to keep walking. They didn't get run over by the bulldozer. They almost got run over by the bulldozer. I can't do caps letters. Caps lock on. The rare woody deer. And this is the oh dear. Yeah, so they're not going to care about this fence. We just walk straight through it. Ooh, thank you, game. So I think they're just there all the time, and you build a city and they're just walking through your buildings and stuff. So we built this. What is this now doing for us? It is giving us 15%, well, less, minus 15% industrial ground pollution. Lovely. And it's got 250 garbage trucks. Wowza. Yowza. Fashion Square. A large retail space for all your citizens' retail needs. That is a lot of things. I didn't actually realise it was going to have... I didn't actually think it was going to have... garbage trucks. But apparently it is. They are dump trucks as well, so they're transporting it from industrial areas potentially, or moving it from other places. That's Madonna is in the playlist for you, Woody. It's in the queue. Right, what did we unlock? We unlocked this. Fashion Square. We could have a little fashion area. I think what I want to do is kind of try and plot that into here. Because this is our little retail park thing area that I built and then not actually filled in. So we will delete that bit. And then we'll try and remember where I need to click. There. And then we'll put this in. Maybe like that. A nice view of the water. Nonsense vintage. And cheap and random. or cheap random band. And I've got another, because now we can look at things. Now that I have a better computer, I can actually look at things. I can look at the snacks on there and go, ooh, look at the snacks. And you can't see the snacks because my camera's in the way. Look at the snacks, look at the delicious snacks. Look at this light fitting I can't get past. Delicious snacks. One at Limzabar. What's on this plant? It's the kind of things you miss out on when you've got a subpar PC. That's not the way we wanted to do. We want that. Thank you very much. Shall we pop in? I'm gonna try putting in a little tiny office. I say little tiny, I mean a high density office. But try and just fill that. That's what I didn't want to happen. Didn't want it to go massive. If I do it that big. The police. In real life. It would also make sense to put in some little shops along this waterfront now. Just to try and finish this area off, because we did kind of just leave it. If we got anything else we can plop in here. We don't think we have a petrol station here or anything.
It's just that I like the feeling of thick sausage. 10 inches in old money. Brace myself for this. In it goes.
Hi Mikey, thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll. Hope you're doing well, my love. Hey up Mikey, you're a legend, like a chip butty with proper butter. It's true Mikey, I say that about you all the time. Hello my love. Good morning. Thick sausage, would you? That one always makes me want to get sausage and chips for tea. You're surviving? Well, I'm glad you're surviving. I hope you had good sleeps and stuff though. That road like it is because it's that. Okay. Do I want to put more shops along this? I do, but I want to put a little car park opposite of this. I know we've got lots of car parking space already, but I think these people would want their own little car park. So I kind of want this size car park, but that connects on the end. So if we grab a little road and just draw it like that. And I'm gonna use move it to sneaky that and control H that to that. And then we can grab our parking room lot and put that like that. They've kind of got their own little car park. would kind of like it like that. Try that again. Okay. And we'll just do that again. Control H that like that. There we go. That's what I wanted. Where we got a little car park out the front of that. I don't mind them. They kind of match this height of that. Kind of cover up that big ugly hospital. Let us pop in a block there of lower density, or lower density. And we want more commercial. Where are we for commercial in these parts? Gotta remember to do these little bits of areas here as well that I trashed when we built our canal. Don't think there's anywhere dark green that we've missed other than these bitty bobs. So that's probably what we should do. We should add in a little bit of shopping for these people, just like little tiny blocks like this. And what I might do maybe like here we can put in we got a pub we can still use. Let's put in the Mockindoo. Don't like that car park there though on this road, so I don't like it that road we're thinking about. I'm trying to get this in a position where I don't think there's actually a way to get that in the position I would want it, and now butting it with the post dogs. I need a little road. That's what I need. So let us just budget that over there, and it's 5 deep. So if we had a little road here, it looks like it connects but doesn't. And then that to there. And then that goes the wrong way round. Kinda like that, but not quite. I want it in this corner, please. Like that. So you have all the loveliness of the what? So we are then gonna put some shops, I think, along here. Do we have these little UK ones? Hoping that if I do that, it's going to snap to there, yeah. These little kind of shopping areas along this front bit. Why they all have cranes is crazy. At least they don't all have cranes anymore. Probably almost makes sense to put in some offices around here too. If we can get them to be the same height as these, that would make sense. So, if we were to put in like these little size ones that we've used over the other side, and they're coming out as twos, but okay. Just do twos then instead, if that's all you guys put in. I can put in some parking lots and stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do whilst I wait for those buildings to grow in is we're going to sort out like this area here that we trashed, because that needs hooking back up to our road system. And I think the thing to do would be to just kind of anarchy in a little slopey road there to be able to trash that, and then we can curvy this into here like that. Let's have a little look at the layout. Still got millions of hearse thingy bobbers. We kind of still need to do this little design that we've got. So I'm actually going to delete that one and grab our suburban road. I might upgrade this to be that. Because these are supposed to be that big anyway. Got messed up stuff there. Let's connect up to this. Got a little path there still remaining. We need to make sure that we are dividing this up into tiny little plots like that. Perfect. Thank you. And then we are gonna put in our little dingy bobbers, and then we are just gonna pop in these as these. Bouncing around is weird. But constraining the size, as we always do, to being little. Now Andy was struggling with people's houses being too small. Which I don't know if it's just because what that actually means is they don't like certain densities rather than actual plot sizes and stuff. Because I restrict all the low density to being these little tiny plot sizes, so who knows. But we pop all these little ones in, and then we'll come back and manually put in fill in all the gaps, as we now do with our find it. And on this side, just need to do something similar. I'm going to demolish that. I don't like this random kind of right angle, so we're gonna just upset this person and demolish that and that. And put in a little curvy road like that. They were upset and now they're not. You got a little nodey my bob. Just did something I didn't actually want to do. That and this small little brush. Thank you. And then this side, you just want another little row, but kind of sweeping in that direction. Put a little thingy bobby on the end. I don't mind it doing that. I don't like it going up though. Is there a node in there? There's not, but we'll grab that. Can we control H that to there? We can. Just get rid of these trees that is added. Please, thank you. And then we'll do what we did a minute ago and just come in and put in little buildingy bobs. I will grab that song request in a second, Woody. There we go, that's in. Continue doing my best shy bot impression. Right, so that's that. I was just waiting for those to fill in. We've got another little area over here, which I think might be a job we can still do. That needs to come out because the zoning has changed a bit. Why have you not grown in? Because you've still got a house there, is it? Yeah. No, we're not going to put anything on that little bit in the middle, because that doesn't make sense. But we can possibly put stuff on this. Looks good if you terminate a road with a small 1x1 bark tape snapping off and you position it perfectly. Also make it to use it to make no through roads. That's a good idea. Just looking at this, going, do I want houses on this? I might try that somewhere already. It's got this little bit here, we could potentially use that kind of idea. Just do something a little bit different. If we just put in these here and try it. Because there's no reason not to do that. Not there though, doesn't feel quite right. And then do the same down here. There we go, houses all along that row. 1x1 looks good with alleyways, wider ones work with regular roads. Cute. Yeah, well I think we'll try that idea anyway, buddy. Because we have our little suburban road which is kind of in a funny size. And we're just gonna, what we'll do is I'll put that in there and we'll have a normal thing what I would do there. But then we'll have a little stubby bit here coming off towards these paths and stuff. And we're going to end it there. And we will grab a park. How big is the playground compared to that? Because the issue with these is they kind of like, there's not very much to them. And obviously that is far more obvious than that's one, but they're not really, again there's nothing particularly fun about them. So I think we go with a mini park, and we'll pop a mini park there. Okay, we grab that surface and just make it the same size, like this. There we go, that was cute, I like that. Yeah. Can I put in a building there? I can. That's right. So it's just why are you doing that? It's not what we do. You use those block roads where you don't want through traffic. That's smart. That is smart. Just on the other side we can do that. I'm going to go back and do that in a second as well. I'm going to steal your idea, Woody. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to steal that idea completely because we're going to come back over here where I put this little stub that didn't connect. And we're going to put the the parking first, thinking about it. We're going to go with this one. Plop it there. And then just grab this node. Like this. Unfortunately, it's added trees to it. But there we go. It's a bit weird that it's slopey. Can we grab that node and level it to there? No, because that looks even weirder. To there, yeah, less slopey. Perfect use case, exactly. Completely stolen your idea. There we go, let's sort these trees out again. Perfect use case. People can now come through here. It's a bit slopey and a bit wibbly, unfortunately, but we're not going to look too closely at it. Could potentially add a node in the middle. If we add a node in there, we can grab that node and control it to that one. It's still a bit slopey. I think let's build it over here. We're in it. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. And then we can get rid of that little stub, potentially. Would make sense to have an alleyway down the back of that, but these are the little shop buildings we put in, where you can go buy shorts from the short market and some shoes apparently, little boxes, some almost meats, and a building, and into IOR signs. And then we've got little officey buildings for people to go work in, which kind of just blend with the houses a bit. They're a bit too kind of like advertising-y, but they don't look too horrible. I am going to nip to the loo a second, folks. But if you could keep an eye on the houses for me and the canal, that would be marvellous. Back in a sec. I have returned. What is this boat? Woody, what have you been sending down my canal? Go from Bryantown to Calhoun Falls via my canal. How bloomin' rude. You love this song? Actually going to request it. Tribot does love it. I love this song. This was my song at our college. Let's find this little building that we always want. There we go. And snapping's actually doing quite well, which is good. She says, and then it doesn't. Just gonna go in the middle. Can we squeeze one in here? Yeah. If we put in the house here first, and then we can pop in another one here. Yeah. Hopefully fit a few more around this little coldy sack bulb. Lovely. Sneak one under here. I think that's probably that done. One here. There. Yeah. R6. I don't think I necessarily want any on this slopey bit. I'm not sure about that one there. I think this one might be a bit too close to the edge too. Squeeze one in here potentially. Somebody's car alarm goes off. that. Ooh. What's going on here? Got a bit of flooding going on. Oop. Is it everywhere? No. Certainly higher. Has the water level risen? Feels like the water level risen. Well, that's a bit concerning for a harbour city if the water level's risen. If we grab, no, we're doing it this way around, aren't we? We grab that one. And Control H it to there. It's a tiny bit higher. Maybe we can come through here and just redo this bit so it's all higher. Potentially. I'll put your song onto the queue in a second, will you? Clearly, this stuff is not high enough. Is on there. A tree, but anyway. Just had a thought, are any of the commands from here working? Well, Kitty did a lurk before. What commands do I actually have that I could use? Let's just do the Vengabus one, shall we?
Ask not for whom the Vengabus is coming. It is coming for thee.
Bit of a mashup. I just had a thought whether or not it was all commands that were broken. There should be. It should just be command exclamation mark commands. But no, maybe not. Maybe that's Lee's stream. Let's just switch me monitor a sec. No, I don't think I actually have that. They're all listed on my bottom of my underneath my video. I don't think I actually added a commandy thing. You can do British. I'm 79% British. I was just wondering whether or not it was the song requesting that was all commands that were broken, because I didn't think anybody had done a command. But lurk worked for Kitty when she first came in. But it's probably just the connection to Spotify that's broken. %42 British, Woody. But you have been personally victimised by Gordon Ramsay, so swings and roundabouts. Apparently I'm also supposed to say bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell, I'm 79% British. There we go, there's no more flooding going on. Confused as to why it's suddenly underwater. But I wanted to kind of just modify these a little bit. Get rid of that, please, and get rid of that. I don't know why you've now taken that off. Thank you. And then we put in a little cul-de-sac on the end. Don't really like the circle. I think would it make sense if it was just a little footpath, but these are always a struggle to get to work proper, which means it's just going to work perfect. Yeah, see? Nope, that one and that one. Not sure it needed to go up in the air. If we then get rid of that, and we can hopefully what happens when you mess with things and move it before you're finished. There we go. And then we grab that and do it to that again. And grab these two and do them to that point. Is there an extra little node in here or something? I don't want to press save and quit because that has sometimes corrupted my game. Now, have I got autosave turned on this new install on this new computer? That is the question. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. Right, I am actually going to save it because you know me. Yeah, we're going to save it. And we're going to look to see if that is in there. Oh, it's not on. It's not on. No, we are just going to leave it at 5, because that's fine. Dangerous. Oh, have a little calm down. So when I start fiddling with move it, it then gets upset with me. So I do want to get that dragged across there, and I'm worried it's now going to break. There we go. And now I'm taking a screen grab. There we go. That's all I wanted to do, game. And then we could probably neaten that up, but scary. There's a bit of a bump there, which isn't the end of the world, but there definitely doesn't need to be water behind here. I want to do the same thing on this side and just kind of bring it out to about there maybe. So we're just going to demolish that. And then grab that level and just bring this along here. Maybe it only needs to be that much. Or would they do... I say they, it's me, but would if somebody was building this, just trying to protect this area. Because if somebody was coming with their boat and they had to turn, you go, oh, if you crash this way, you're just going to destroy that bit of land. Let's get that request in for Woody, because Shybot can't be arsed. There we go, Woody. Nope. Thank you. And there, please. Thank you. Thank you. Like that, and like that. Oh, so you've decided to not do it at all there. Okay. There we go. And then we get to play with Move It again. Okay. But just as a little kind of the entrance to the docklands, so we got a little kind of decoration we could put on here or something. It's not a docklands anyway, it's a canal what we're talking about. But maybe in here. That's what I was thinking of. Actually no, let's look in here first. Here first. Industrial props. The bobbies. Stuff that just looks like it's navigation-y waypoint stuff. Tiny little bollards that nobody can see. Yeah, let's go in here. We've got props, and we've got I think those are all those bitty pops. Props, anything. And that's just the harbour thing for the cable reels would make sense, just as the little bits where you tie your boat up. I don't want a brush of them. Woody always brings the best music. I'm glad you try, Woody. I'm glad you try. I'm annoyed that it's not working this week. Shybot's taking the week off, but I enjoy it when people request songs. Because I basically just put the same playlist on, and then it's when people just change it and add to it and make Shybot learn new stuff. And it just gets a bit nicer. Should we do the same thing on this side? Spin it around this way so I can see. I'll do it that way around. Yeah, let's do it all this distance like that, and then we demolish the ones where they are a bit too close together, but the tool I was using just didn't let me do it. Get rid of that one. Surface, that one. No, just kind of a little, not a lot of stuff, but a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more inviting. And we can put in the waterfront housing, just on this little bit here. Just to fill that up a little bit. I'm now paranoid, as I always get when there's an error thrown. And then we do need to tackle this end of the kennel, because the plan was to kind of do something similar to what we've got going on over here, where we have a little harbour, and then we built up stuff around it, and I had a beach and everything. It is whether or not we put in another beach along here to mirror that one. Maybe these houses could get replaced with slightly bigger blocks or something. Put a little footbridge across here or something. Not sure if the terrain on this side is particularly appropriate for stuff. Maybe though we could add in some little kind of boating type stuff. So it's kind of like a little fishing area rather than being a beach per se. It's like a little pierhead stuff. I don't know if we've still got any little commercial buildings that are kind of waterfronty. Like we've used the Riverside Grill and stuff. We put the lobster tail in over there, which is kind of like the perfect building. Just only got one of them. Where's that in my city? I can't even look at it. Christy McCall, gorgeous. Quick, get in before. There we go. Got it in. This is a fun looking building. It's very train centric though. It's a very pretty building this, and it feels like it should come in here somewhere. It makes me want to trash part of my parking. Was that invisible for a second? Aquarium. These are all very big box buildings, unfortunately. So I'm not sure there's anything there that can help us. But I'm just thinking if we can grab this brush size and just kind of create a little platform here. Without messing this hill up too much. Oh, thank you. We just kind of like put in a little curve like that. Because what I was thinking is that we could try doing a little bit of custom stuff. And come in here and try to find absolutely anything that might look like some kind of shipping type fisherman's fisherman's goods kind of store, but I'm not sure we're going to find anything. I'm kind of correct. I don't like the fact they got parking on them, but that's closer. I don't really like plopping level 5s in because it feels a bit like cheating, but motels kind of are fitting the vibe. Not sure the Japanese ones necessarily are going to, because they are more kind of big box architecture. I'm confused as to where that building has been put in, because I don't remember seeing that building before. And then these are all the high-rise stuff that we definitely don't want. That feels like a little fishing shop. Don't want level 2s. Quick, quick. There we go. It's in, Woody. It's in. Yeah, I don't know where this building is, because apparently we've already got it in the city somewhere. I don't remember seeing it. But I don't want that one or that one. I think that these should swap around a bit. In fact, that should be on this road. that. Really, this all just needs to be flat. These all just get dropped down a little bit. Not demolish. Why would I demolish? Strange thing to have clicked on. Oop. And we're still all grouped together, so no thank you. Can we also flatten this then, if it's going to be wibbly? And then we're just going to butch these around a bit and do a kind of little bit of custom building. I think we can probably move that there and hopefully grab another one of those and then another one of them and another one, and I want another one of these back on the other end of this row because I quite like it up there like that. Actually gonna demolish that one so that we can put in a parking lot, a small parking lot then. They're all very big. It's almost like I'm building something really small. Because that feels huge. Yeah, we're not doing that. Let's put in a little parking lot road. And we'll do it our bloody selves. Just like that. There's nothing more complicated. Get out there like that. And then that just butts up against it. Like that. For some reason I've got kind of like Maine in America kind of stuck in my head with this vibe, kind of practical magic, kind of like foggy days, kind of like just little tiny little kind of touristy fishingy town, but just like the little so my number is no. But yeah, just little kind of funsies, and then this, and then we want pier. I feel like there should be a big pier kind of coming off there like that. It's kind of like a lump in front of it, which is amusing, if a little stupid. It's because I shrunk it all down, didn't I? You know what? You know what? Pose. That's what we want to do. Just gonna come back in here and just check the little rooty bits are all fine. Yeah. Because what we're doing now is this can all be kind of the stoniness. Which obviously those are still all there, but if we can then make all these be stones and stuff. And it's not a beachy bit this side, that's the beach on that side, but this can all be stones. Just wanna do something fun. Like this. Oh, I can't go in there because of the seaway. So can we come out there? Just to grab a little wibbly bit. And then all this just gets stoned up. Let's unpause so that we are continuing to run and all these people can go move. But if we then come back to this and grab these piers because they match that working one. They're not equally spaced, but that doesn't have to be the case. And then we will save quickly because I'm paranoid. Where are we up to? 20 past 7. And then it is rocks. Random rocks. Oh, it's random boulders, that's what we want. Another Nick Cave song. In we go. Thank you, Woody. You got my rock moves. These are my rock moves. Look at that water, that's gorgeous. Oh, I like having a new PC. Let's get under there. Get an extra little row on the top, squish them in. So I'll leave a little bit of green between this and the pavement. And put some foliage on that. And I think we'll do what we did on the other side as well. I wonder if we just... yeah. Perfect. Just a bit random. It's quite shallow, we might have to go a bit further down. Because the way that that painted them in there, I'm not sure it would be able to cope with this little tiny area. This is very chill. I'm feeling very chilled right now. Like that. I don't mind that being a bit wider than it was over there, because we're going to kind of come out in this and have a little green space and stuff. Could stick a little park on this peninsula area and whatnot. Cute. Look lovely. Will this work for me? Can't see. It's working, it's kind of working. Just go with it, just let it do its thing. We'll delete some stuff. Got a little bit too close to the road. And then missed a bit out here. Oop. don't mind them. I'm going to move that one down. That one to there. Well, I like that. I like it. Hi, Simulate. How you doing? Let's put a little park on this peninsula area. I'm very good, thank you. Very good, thank you very much. Have we got something with a bit less stuff? It says Urban Pocket Park, but if we get rid of that texture underneath, it'll kind of blend a bit better. Yeah, I've got a new PC. What problems are you having? 'Cause I'm not sure if I'm an expert in PCs, but you can always try me. We do that, we get rid of it, doesn't it? Snoop Doggy Dog. I did have an issue transferring my saves over. This city is from my old computer. Snoopy Dog Dog. Yeah, I had trouble transferring this city over from my old PC with the mods and stuff that were in it. Let's not face that way because that's all stuff. So I ended up having to share it onto Paradox Mods as a downloadable mod, and then I loaded it up on my new got it out through Paradox Mods, and then loaded it up on this PC and saved it as a file on this PC, and then I deleted it from Paradox Mods in like and it only took like 5 minutes to do all that. But when I just went into the Windows Explorer and copied the file across, it just barfed. It didn't like it. Through hours, it then wouldn't open again. So yeah, I don't use an asset importer, but just using the I don't actually have any new assets. This particular mod over here, this boat one, just uses all the regular assets squished into funny shapes. Snoop Dogg after Nick Cave is a vibe. Yeah. So I don't know if any what I just said helps. Saves are fine apart from the services disappeared, but they are there but invisible, and the files are in the folder but failing to come through to your save. Yeah, I don't know whether, and this, again, I'm not an expert in this, I don't know whether the mods get looked at as like different things on a different computer, so it thinks it can't understand them quite as well as it should do. I'm not explaining myself very well. And like transferring a game over with any complicated amount of mods doesn't really work, because I know like the road builder made me save and stuff when I first opened it in order to copy the roads across. Yeah, I know I'm not being very helpful, but I just wonder whether or not the game doesn't cope very well with transferring kind of asset-y, moddy kind of stuff. Yeah, I can see how it would be frustrating. This looks really good. This looks very. It looks like the heather and stuff that you get at the beach. Spent 5 hours detailing a stadium for all the customer services to appear as well. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That is annoying. I'm sorry I can't help you anymore. Like properly or at all. Yeah. I do hope you find a solution though. I guarantee there will be a way. Somebody will have done it. It's always the way. You have to figure out what the right thing to stick into Google is, and you find something. Definitely put something on the. I bet you already have it, but definitely put something on the Paradox forums and stuff. Because somebody somewhere will have had the same issue. Not sure I should have gone quite so far down into the water. It's nice to have a little bit of round before that. Well, that looks good anyway. And then, what do we want? I want a pine tree or two. Just to provide a little bit of shade and stuff. And then I wanted kind of like the little the classic little rows of bushes just on this bit. It's like this, just on these little bits where it's a bit more manicured. Game, thank you. I've done that and I don't like it. I don't like them. I don't like them bushes. I don't like those ones. Got those little ones. Can we have them further apart? That and that. I'm better at detailing than you. I'm sure you're perfectly good. I'm not an expert detailer. Well, I think I'm good at detailing when I can be bothered to do it. Is probably the right way of saying it. I think my biggest thing is trying to stay away from just putting like lines of bushes and stuff in, because I think that just ends up looking a bit generic, perhaps. But yeah, I think that was really good. This needs a bit more seating and stuff around it. You can stick a few more of these seats and stuff in. We should be able to just use this. Nope. Maybe one over here, maybe two over here, just to extend that out a bit. Yeah. And just need to sort out that hill behind. Over to drink. I've got long left necessarily anyway. And then like this, and we'll do what we did on the other side, which is do the little stepped version of a hill rather than that. I didn't necessarily want to do that. But yeah, just come in and grab the middle levels of these bits, just to kind of break up this into steps rather than one big jump. Just gonna do push that back a bit, because what I don't like doing is just coming along and smoothing it all. I want to make it look natural as much as I can. Nope, I got confused. There we go. So we got like little steps on this, and then we can come in with a smaller brush and just not actually smoothing it completely, just like vary up a little bit. So I'm not even holding, I'm just pressing and letting go, and just kind of like splodging the smoothie rather than trying to get it all smooth. A bit of a crevasse there for people to fall into. Should grab any of these little blobs where it might be too messy. But then what I want to do is grab a path, and because this isn't all like flat, we can actually have the opportunity to, let's just connect that up there before I go any further, have the ability to kind of like wiggle our way down here. kind of get around like that, and then down here, and then we'll come behind these and connect into that car park there. And we've got a little bit of oddness here. Perfect. Though I have done that, and I'm going to change that a second. But let's get Woody's song in. Done. Right, let us just come back here a sec, because I forget that I have this included, which is the little gravel path, which doesn't really necessarily make any difference on that, but yeah, I think that's really good. I'm really happy with that. I think it's the perfect kind of foil to that anyway, just like the same thing but different. Should also, let's get rid of Anarchy before I start. Just grab these trees, because I just want to bulk up the amount of trees on this, and I want them all different sizes to make it like a bit more special, but I just want to bulk up the amount of trees on this cliff side. Squeeze any alders into gaps, and the reason I did the birch first is because I wanted it to be primarily pine trees, which is why I did them first. But then this will just squeeze any into any gaps, and maybe like an oak tree on the top or something. And that kind of hides that path a little bit as well. But yeah, lovely. And then it's this beach, I think, on this side. I'm just having a little think about how I wanted it to go. Because we need to round this off somehow. So whether it even just comes out like that. And then the beach is just then behind this. That node, I think, needs to get moved this way a little bit, like that. And then it is finding the right sand, I think. That's the dirty one. that's the beach one. I don't want to take a screen grab game or computer. But if we I might as well go all the way up here. To the bottom of this hill. And we will bring the beach all the way up to the edge of these people's houses. Because these are like the expensive beachfront properties. And I'm just going to bring it right down to here. And we'll put some rocks and stuff in to cover that up. Instantly that kind of just goes, yeah, this is a beach. Another DJ Woody track. It's not a problem, Woody. I'm very glad that you're doing it. I'm annoyed that it's not happening automatically, but I'm glad that you are requesting songs. It's not a problem in the slightest. I think we'll just have to add some bushes and stuff to kind of cover up this area. But yeah, I like it. Actually, just come and try and manually demolish these. Just being a little bit careful. Now, there's not going to be much more to this beach other than putting paths and some decoration and stuff on it. So, I kind of want to try and create something interesting and special about this. So, I'm wondering if where we've got this here, we can come out and I'll just do this like that to find out where that edge is. Because we can put a little kind of blobby bit and then have like a little secluded-y bit. Let's just figure out where this could go. If we had a little blobby bit that connected that way, maybe. And I'm just completely like just guessing. Yeah, I don't like that bit. Let's just see. Let's just see. I'm just going to smooth this a bit. makes it look a little bit more interesting. Not sure it's quite what I had in mind. Might get closer once I put stones and stuff on. Which is basically what I've got to do now anyway, but I'm tempted to try using the brush technique that I had before. By going like this, just to kind of like give me the basics of what I want. There would be stones on this. And there's all stones on that over here. There's all stony bits just to cover that up. And that's all going to be stuff. Then there's going to be stones on the back. And then stones down here. I don't think I'm getting what I wanted. Annoyingly. I'm hoping you can do this with this. Yeah. Not sure I'm getting what I wanted with that. So, we're just going to take out this bit that I did. Because it just reads a bit better as a kind of a long beach like that. But if we put some rocks and stuff in, maybe I'll feel better about it. It's nearly 8 o'clock, I'm getting hungry. I'm tempted to just do this, might be faster. Quite hungry as well? Yeah, I think we should go get some tea. What are you thinking, Woody? What are we thinking? I think I've got some chicken time for tea. Kind of want to put a little mini car park or something up there. Which I might as well do now before I forget. Just a little tiny car park like that or something, and then we can put some rocks around it. I don't know. Wait and see pudding. As my grandma would say. Yeah, I wish there was like, you could set this to be smaller. I think we have a plan though. I think we have a plan for what we're doing, and we can get on this again. Not sure if we'll play this on Sunday. I don't really have another game to play as a kind of variety option on Sunday, so we may be playing Cities again. Might do a run of Peak first perhaps, and then come back and work on this beach on Sunday, perhaps Sunday morning. Try and connect all these rocks up a bit. This is getting what I want, because they don't have to be quite as pretty under the water. It's a bit of too much of a line now. This can all get covered up with bushes. These ones don't make sense up there. These don't make sense on the beach. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. And then the next lot of detailing will be bushes and stuff. We bought that in time because it was 50% off. We bought Hat in time because it was 50% off. It's a 3D platformer, so I'm going to be playing that this weekend. Cute. What's Hat in Time? 3D platformer. Other than the 3D platformer. We got a traffic queue because some buses burnt down on the highway. Jeez, I'm trying to detail here, guys. But let us save. Look at our lovely shipping, fishing kind of villagey bit. Oh, that's what it looked like. And then that's what it looks like now. Gorgeous. Lovely. So I'm gonna leave that where it is, and then I'll switch my monitor over so I can have all my windows to see. And I will switch onto this one so that I can say hello, and I can get Twitch open, and we can go find somebody to raid into. Snooze that ad because we don't need an advert that just yet. Where's my raid button? There's my raid button. Who is on? Okay, I know exactly where we're going. we are going to raid my friend Jay in Manchester, who is playing Peak with Britva, and Britva is amazing as well. So I'm going to say hi to Jay. I will be back on Monday, not Monday, Sunday, and we'll be playing, possibly play Peak as well, but we will do some more cities probably in the end. But thank you, Woody, for being here. Thank you for everybody who's been here. I love you all.